Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is Tuesday, May 16th, 2017, and we're excited to have with us in the studio, Animal Flag.
Been asleep for most of my life, and to the things that I want, I am chained tight. It's true that the punishment, oh, it must fit the crime. Some call this living, but I'm just doing time. And with lungs filled with water, or lungs filled with smoke, we must learn to sing the words we once spoke in the midst of our seasons, wearing death like a crown. We must learn to walk lightly on delicate ground as the earth turns below us on an axis of time that only moves forward as we beg to rewind the tape at the end of our vaporous lives. Will it show what we wanted, or that we just learned to tell a few lies while we were alive? And I've been asleep for most of my life, and to the pain I have caused, I remain blind. And I've played the victim one too many times, and I had my reasons, but it still isn't right. Like cathedrals built on slow sinking sand, well, so is the life of a resentful man. We must learn to walk backwards through our passage of time and forsake our demons and idols alike. 'Cause if your God's in a building, then your God is a stone. And I'm sure there are things that I'll never know, but despite how far I wander, I can still hear you sing the ballad of life and of death. It is ring. the sun. With speaking up, I am done. Quiet my heart, quiet my tongue. Come speak in the silence. 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 Come speak in the. Come speak in the. Speak in the. Speak in the.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Animal Flag. And I'm super glad that you guys brought the whole rigs, because then I get to take off my headphones and hear the noise just walloping me, which is really awesome. Do you usually, in live sets, start with that song? I feel like that's a pretty intense start, right?
Yeah, we used to close with it.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's the last song on our record.
Yeah, totally.
It's like the logical thing to close with it, but we realize actually it's so exhausting to play that when we put it at the end of our sets, we don't play it as well.
Because it's like you're too tired.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But in the front, it's kind of like a bold intro.
Yeah, for sure.
We're all like energized to play it.
Right. Because at the very beginning, then you're not tired by the end of it. You're like, oh, okay, I've stretched out now. I've like made the loud noise now.
Exactly.
Right on. Well, cool. I want to know a little bit about Boston. We just had Pyle in here, and I've been paying attention to a bunch of Boston bands. Shout out to Jess McCauley, who must be up here, who's from there. I'm just curious what you think makes Boston a special place for music, or why do you think there is such an active scene there? Because there's just some, great bands are always coming out of there, you know?
It's really interesting. It's a really small city, like geographically,
Sure.
but the demographic is like mainly 18 to 35.
Got it.
With all the colleges in the area, and I think that fosters a really nice like DIY scene, and a lot of bands really appreciate that, and people are willing to open up their houses for shows.
Sure.
It's not terribly hard to get a venue. and it's just a lot of creative minds in one zip code, and that
Right.
makes it pretty crazy too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Others on that, or generally agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, great. And you guys, I mean, you enjoy being from there, I'm sure. Do you have like other homes across the U.S.?
Yeah, I'm originally from New York, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and Cy and Alex are from California.
Very cool.
And we all met at school, and Zach is the only true Massachusetts
Okay,
native.
okay, right on. Yeah, you have the true blood.
Been there my whole life, yeah.
Right on. Very nice. Would you tell me about that bass a little bit? That's like it's supposed to have more sustain, right?
Yeah, I won't talk too much about it.
Yeah.
Because if I
'Cause
do,
you
that'll
get
be
it.
a huge problem.
It'll take
Okay.
up the whole
If
set.
you get me on a tangent here.
Okay, yeah,
But,
short.
Yeah, no, the neck is by Electrical Guitar Company from Florida.
Yeah, right
and
on,
it's
Electrical
a
Guitar.
solid chunk of aluminum, and basically it doesn't stop sustaining because
Okay,
it's
yeah.
aluminum. So,
Right.
and the tension's completely different, and it's very comfortable to play, albeit an interesting thing to
Change,
adapt to.
right,
But
right.
Yeah, no, it's all. I love sustain. A lot of our band is about sustaining things. So,
Totally,
so
totally.
it seemed like a natural fit to
I love
throw
it.
on this.
I
Very
love that
cool.
bass because I can check my eyebrows in it.
Yeah, I
when
was
I'm,
gonna say.
playing, so make sure I'm looking
As long as
okay.
you're at the right angle, you can make sure they're nice and trim. Cool. Thank you guys very much for coming out and playing for us. And you can go into that next song when you're ready.
I am a jealous lover. I cannot stand their face. I pace the floor for hours, and I curse your name. I am a patient brother. I'm not a patient son. I disregard my father. Mom says I'm always gone. Lord is a jealous lover. Oh, how she hates my ways. She'll pace the floor for hours, but to her it feels like days. I guess it's true love waits.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Animal Flag. I would like to know the loudest show you've ever seen. Can you think of it? Mine is last year I saw Pusha T, the rapper, at Vic Theater. And that was honestly, of all bands, like that bass hurt. Like there was a point in the show where I left. I was like, this is just too loud. I'll go
sick.
back in later. You know, it was awesome.
I work at a music venue, and
Yeah.
I was doing like a couple years ago. I was doing coat check down in our big room, and this EDM company that rents out the room like has their own sound system that they built.
Okay.
And it's Oh, it's called the Hennessy sound
Hennessy.
system.
Oh God.
And they have these things called, I think they're called battle axes, and they're like huge subwoofers that are like as big as our stage that they put in front of it to like extend the stage.
Are they in the shape of a
And-
battle axe?
No, they're just like the biggest amp I've ever seen.
They're
in my
about as
life.
tall as I am.
Like,
Oh
they're,
my
yeah, each subwoofer, and they put 4 of them, and then they put these like huge towers of speakers, and it's just that was
it's-
the worst. And I was sitting in this back in this little like box that like all the sound just came in and just like.
Oh,
destroyed me.
jeez. What venue is that?
It's called the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Others?
Zach has probably seen the loudest out of all.
Well, I mean, I saw that band Sun, but surprisingly, they definitely weren't the loudest band I've ever seen.
Okay.
Maybe the most like full-bodied thing. Like
Yeah,
you could,
just the
you
wall.
could feel it, but
For
it
sure.
wasn't overwhelmingly like ear-piercing.
Sure.
Probably the loudest. I saw Madonna a few years ago at an arena, and similar to your experience, that was ridiculously loud.
Yeah.
So I think that my ears hurt after that Madonna concert. So that might be the one.
That's amazing.
Madonna is louder than Sun. Yeah. So.
Others? You too?
I don't know. One time I saw James Blake, and there was a part at the end of his set that was like devastatingly loud.
Oh.
Yeah, I forget what song it was. It was off the self-titled album, and it like the whole set definitely wasn't the loudest, but at the end there was this one song that just like
blew up.
I was like vibrating.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was sick.
I saw AC/DC once, and the end of their set they had big cannons, but with blanks in them. And I was sitting in the nosebleeds, and it was just like.
Of course
it
they
was
did.
The worst. Yeah. That was crazy.
Oh my God.
I don't really know what the loudest concert. I'm like very adamant about wearing hearing protection.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So PSA, please wear hearing protection.
Yeah. We give out earplugs at our shows.
Oh,
because we know that
you guys
we're
are so kind.
Really loud.
Right.
But like when I was a kid, just like practicing in really tiny rooms, like
Right,
garages and stuff.
right.
And being close. The loudest thing that I've ever heard is Alex's cymbal. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much.
Because it's the battle axe
Yeah,
symbols,
exactly.
obviously.
That Hennessy sound system is.
Yeah, it's clutch. So what we've learned is, I guess, the better the sound system, the louder it's going to be, which seems obvious, but also is nice to know, you know? Rick was telling me, actually, I had always worried that, like, you know, in a car, that the treble really hurts your ears, but supposedly the bass is what actually harms them in the long run.
Yeah.
Even though the treble hurts, like, physically, that the bass actually ruins them. So, anyway, you guys give us another song when you're ready.
Sure.
Sensation, it's coming out your eyes again. Oh, how'd you let it get like this? An anchor for your sinking chest. One wins. Your hands are tied, your head it spins. And every life you've ever lived, former bliss, comes back to make you sick. Oh, and I don't know which is worse. Oh, the fact that you're gone, or the fact that it hurts. And I've been trying to keep you down, but the way you resurface makes the loveliest sound. It makes the loveliest sound. Oh, it makes the loveliest sound. You'll stay, assuming a familiar shape. Now happiness is just a way to hide your shame. It's just a face you've learned to face. fact that you're gone, or the fact that it hurts. Oh, and I don't know which is worse. Oh, the fact that you're gone, or the fact that it hurts. And I've been trying to keep you down, but the way you resurface makes the loveliest sound. It makes the loveliest sound. Oh, it makes the loveliest sound.
You're watching Animal Flag on Audiotree Live. I have a question about Borrowed Bone. So I know you're not playing it today, but it has a different feel than pretty much anything else on the record. But I know that that's similar to the stuff you were writing a while back. I'm just curious why you decided to include that in the record and move into that sound with, like, it has like harmonica and slide and even like sort of a country-ish like licks to it. Yeah, would you just share a little bit about the point of like including that one in the record?
Yeah, we initially put out the 5 songs that are on that record as an EP called EP1, and then we put out EP2. And at the time that we put out EP1, I guess before that I had been writing like more like folk type music.
Yeah.
And had been doing some electronic music as well. And I don't know, when I started writing like that new batch of songs, I think Borrowed Bones was like the transition song for me.
Okay.
'Cause the first half is like super folky
Yeah.
and like alt country, which is like a lot of the stuff that I like. And then the second half is like kind of heavier. And so in my mind, that song was like the split. Like, okay, cool. Now I want to start like using like heavier sounds as like a compositional element instead of like twangier sounds.
Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
so then that's the bridge between those twangier sounds and the current like heavier sound.
Yeah, totally. That's how I thought of it, at least.
Do you see yourself then moving more in that direction of the second half? I mean, maybe you don't have like a specific goal in mind of what you want to sound like, but like, do you see yourselves moving towards more of that, like, I don't know, cathedral sounding songs?
Yeah, I think so. At least for the time being. Like we just finished a new record that is not out yet, but we just finished recording it in March.
Okay, cool.
And it definitely is like on the heavier side. But yeah, I don't really know. I would like to keep exploring like the heavier stuff and like maybe add like more electronic elements and like orchestral elements and also like softer acoustic songs too. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll do another twangy album.
Yeah, just pop one.
Sai
in.
loves to bend, so we'll probably do that.
He's got the sparkly guitar.
We'll move to
perfect for it.
Nashville.
That's exactly it. Yes. Okay, and then last question. Do you think the Warriors are the best team ever? Because I've read that they have. Because I've read they have 4 of the top 15 players in the NBA. Some say 4 of the top 20, but either way. And I've heard people argue that they're the best team ever.
It's hard to quantify.
course.
I grew up in St. Louis for 6 years before my family moved to California.
Okay.
And that was in the 90s. And so I grew up watching, everyone was a Bulls fan.
Right.
In St. Louis because they don't have a basketball team. And I saw Michael Jordan win. I saw Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Not in person, that would be ridiculous.
You saw him
but
on TV.
I got to witness
Right.
what that dude was capable of.
Right.
But that aside, yes, the Warriors are the best team ever, period, in the history of the world. In all sports? In the history of all no. Huge Warriors fan. And I'm from San Francisco, by the way. I adopted the Warriors.
Right.
When they were bad still. But let's see, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
For sure.
Sports are... The crossover between music and sports is very limited.
Yes.
Not many musicians
Are
play
also super into sports.
I know absolutely nothing about
Yeah,
that.
these 3 are like, I'll be sitting there. I like to stream games on my phone
Yeah,
when we're on the
sure.
road.
Yeah.
We were playing a gig in New York last year, and it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. and I was watching it on my phone on my amplifier while we were playing, and it was by far the worst set I've ever played in my entire life. I was like screaming in the middle of songs. I was on complete cruise control. But
They were like, you played one note that entire time.
yeah, it was a bold choice, but it didn't pay off.
Yes, and it did not pay off.
not pay off.
Okay, cool. All right, great. You guys can get ready to go into that last set, and I will say that the record that he was just talking about is out now. You can look for the. Do you have plans for release of the one that you just recorded, or not
No,
sure
not
yet?
yet.
Okay,
Yeah, not
great.
yet.
So just keep an eye out for that to be released. It's mixed, and they're on tour in May and June in North America, playing the Sub T downstairs tonight. So check them out.
I can see it now through all the people I had once been and all the times that I lost it. You were still by my side. Like an ocean that I heard in the distance, that I saw in a vision. I found myself on the tides, and I'll admit it. Mostly I doubt you, and there are some things about you that don't sit well with my pride. But the truth is, no matter the distance, how far I drifted, I've been here the whole time, and it's true, I've been fairly blind, and it's true. To divide, if it's you that I'll meet when I die, then I'm asking, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Oh, Solace, I fear the man I might become. You're a hypocrite, you're hired gun. I chase my demons one by one, and you chase me as I run. Pace in every bar, and all those late nights in her car. Well, I heard God meets you where you are, not just an apathetic handout in the stars. Oh, Solace, we are a broken family. At least we have sincerity. Let us rejoice and not deceive. There is hope out there for you, like there's hope out there for persistent drum. I need to know that you're enough. I am a skeptic and a son. And if you are bigger than belief, and if you are more than eyes can see, then show me how I am to be, and from the roots I'll learn to be. Oh, Solace, we are a broken family. At least we had sincerity. Let us rejoice and not deceive. There is hope out there for you, like there's hope out there for me. Cut me like a sword, cut me like a sword. I wanna show off my battle scars, and who I was before. I drowned him in an ocean of my father's blood.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We've been in the studio with Animal Flag. You can get their most recent LP, which is out now, and look to the future for the newest one. They're on tour through May and June in North America and playing the Sub T downstairs tonight. So check them out. Thank you guys very much for playing for us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks to awesome people in the studio and sound engineers, camera and lighting crew for making it look beautiful, and viewers, thanks for watching. You can support the band by downloading or streaming the session when it comes out in a couple of weeks, and send a shout via social media to us or them if you just want to connect. From all of us here at the Audiotree Studios, thanks for tuning in. Goodbye. Nice. Hell yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody.